Bonjour. Good morning. How y'all doing? I'm good. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Right here. Golden wheat fields. We sing about that shit in our national anthem. That's how beautiful and epic it is. This morning I took a walk down yonder, back to the freeway. I like to go to the convenience store down there, grab a beverage, come on home. Clears my head. This morning I've been walking by golden waves of grain, listening to Led Zeppelin, Kid Cudi, and Wiz Khalifa. It's been epic. Today I definitely do not have a case of the Mondays. Is it Monday? Is it even Monday? Certainly it can't be Monday. It feels way too epic to be Monday. But I checked my calendar and it is in fact Monday. The 23rd of July, 2018. Welcome to the vlog. Good to have you. I've been going pretty topical the last few days. Keep that pattern going. Because today I've been thinking about the topic of money and finance. I feel like Robin from the Teen Titans. We're going to talk about something exciting today. Finance. No, I like to get a bit more philosophical than Robin, though. Did you guys, by the way, see that they're making a real Titans movie? Okay, DC Universe. You're starting to catch on. I think hopefully DC can catch up to the MCU because I like both universes. That's like being Democrat and Republican. That's like liking Coke and Pepsi. That's like going to McDonald's and Burger King. That's like being a Nike and a Reebok guy. Also, all things that I am. I also like PlayStation and Xbox. I like, what else? I like the hot and the cold. I like cats and dogs. Hamburgers and burritos. I could go on, but I won't. Money and finance. Interesting thing. Really interesting thing. Like, the system now, I think in theory, could work really well. But there's a problem. The masses would need to be really educated about finance. And they're not. And the people with power and knowledge at the top of the levels of finances and banks and government would need to be really noble, selfless, just looking out for the greater good, which would help them too, by the way. And there's a problem. It's never ever ever happened throughout all of history ever. Greed has been pretty rampant throughout all of history. So, hence the problems we've experienced throughout all of history, even all of war, everything. There's been people who've tried to change and reform the system, who've had good ideas that ended cataclysmically bad. Back in the mid-1800s, Karl Marx had some great ideas, actually. He was really looking out for the hard working class. And we have made some big improvements since the industrial age. But when trying to implement Karl Marx's ideas, he's the father, philosophically, of communism, it was a disaster. Can any of you name a really inspirational and successful communist country? I can't. And it's gone bad for all of them because they centralize too much power at the top. They get greedy and screw everybody over. And the ideals of communism don't happen, which is to help everybody out and share. Then there was fascism, which was even a worse disaster. Hitler, World War II. I don't even think socialism works well, even though all my Canadian friends that I have would vehemently disagree with me, and have. I've talked with them. Capitalism has done some nasty things, but it's also been by far the most successful system we've had. Wars have been caused over it, though. Lots of wars. And still it does end up screwing over a lot of people, and I do also believe that there's been 3 demons spawn children of capitalism, just off the top of my head. Those are, number 1, the military-industrial complex, which runs rampant. These are the things capitalism should never be applied to. War. Because capitalism is based on supply and demand. And if you don't have any demand, you have to create it so that you can sell your supply. And with the military-industrial complex, if there's no wars going on, there's no demand, and so you have to create wars. Otherwise, you go out of business. Hence, capitalism should not be applied to war, because war sucks. The HMOs, or the health insurance companies, and all of medicine in general, capitalism should never be applied to healthcare. Once again, supply and demand and return customers. Well, a good doctor should not be striving to have return customers that they treat over and over and over again. They should be striving to prevent and cure illness at the most affordable rate possible. And so in America, our healthcare system's completely fucked. They sold us a new one, they pitched us a new one, said it was socialistic, but they lied. And now we have a fascist healthcare system, which is even more of a disaster, because now people are forced to buy a certain kind of insurance, which still sucks in delivering what it promises. And also, if they don't get it, they hit with a big tax penalty. So people who can't afford healthcare are now screwed over even more, and it was supposed to help them. So they did an old bait and switch on us on that, and I'm pissed about it. Especially since, the other famous fascist in history's Hitler, who's a total dick. And the third one that scares me the worst of all, is this new prison industrial complex. Independent prisons. Whoa. The worst idea of all for capitalism. To apply it to prisons. Because, I remind you, capitalism is based on supply and demand. Prisons are the supply that prisons need is prisoners. That means you have to create a demand and a supply of prisoners. And that's why we have things like cannabis being illegal. But interestingly, these things are all connected. And the new fascist healthcare system has done one good thing. A negative thing can sometimes cause a good thing to happen. In fact, it usually does. It's kind of the way things work. It's how the universe keeps balance. The good thing this new fascist healthcare system has done on a state-by-state basis, people are being forced to seek out alternative cheaper, more effective health care cures. And now cannabis is being legalized on a state-by-state basis. See, nationally, big pharma and their lobbyists would never let that happen. Because the thing about cannabis is it's effective and cheap and works. And that's just the beginning. Because when they made it illegal, what they did was they really increased the population of prisoners for the prison industrial complex. Got a lot of innocent people being locked up, which also should outrage people. That's the problem with our uneducated masses and how much they would just prescribe to an ultra-conservative, idealistic set of ideas. Don't even care that people are being locked up and robbed of their freedom for owning a plant or a weed. Look around me. They grow everywhere. Well, we're talking about picking one of them and being able to be thrown in prison for it. Luckily, that's ending. Finally, that's a big deal. That's America taking a step closer, going back to being the land of the free. That was a crime against our nation when we let our leaders make that against the law and start imprisoning people for it. That was a big time day when we were not the land of the free anymore. So we're coming back to it. Like the world is following suit. That's hopeful. That's good. Cannabis oil in its concentrated form has been proven to cure cancer, reverse Alzheimer's, and the list goes on and on. So whatever your opinion is, check it. Like, try and see things from another perspective. Maybe you have an adverse perspective to it, but maybe you've also had a relative who died of cancer, or watched them go through the travails of Alzheimer's. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the people who die of cancer, they die of the treatment. Chemotherapy is evil. I'd even go as far as to say, at the top levels, it's a way of evil men reducing the population because they feel the world is overpopulated. But who are they to decide? I would say the world will allow however many people it can support. And everybody here has an important purpose for being here. And if there's a plant that can heal people, and our government makes it illegal and even imprisons people for possessing it, we ought to be pissed. That alone is revolution worthy. Now, if there's secret government people watching this, I'm not inciting revolution or treason, okay? I love America. And I would say, work through the government, go through the government to make changes. Go through the process. Vote. But when it comes to money, understand how it works. You know? Be wise with your money. Use it to gain assets, which will gain you more money. Empower yourselves. There's no law in the system that states that that there has to be any sort of proportionate percentage of people who have money. People who are poor now, you can gain money. You can get right up there with the wealthy, and it doesn't have to be a small percentage. Everybody can become wealthy. It's okay if things level out. It doesn't mean that those who already have will have less. If other people have more, it's okay. In fact, it will help everybody. If the more people who empower themselves, it will give more power. and means to the people at the top. But that comes down to my last point. I think the biggest thing that the people at the top desire greedily isn't money or things. It's power and control. That's why they get so threatened by people rising up, gaining knowledge, gaining money. But that's just silly, because people who gain knowledge and means, they don't want to just overthrow everything. They want to help everybody else and help things work better. Knowledge enlightens, and the enlightened to know the less we all fight, the better off we'll all be. But if people want to keep us down and oppose us, we'll do what we have to do. Just like our founding fathers did. The best example we could have. Don't you think? So, liberate yourself. Empower yourselves. Work hard. Be wise with your money, but earn it. Gain knowledge, and then use it well. Have a great day. And I think all of you, make sure you don't have a case of the Mondays either. And like and subscribe to my videos. There's 6 of you damn subscribers. Like, damn it. Fucking hit subscribe. What's wrong with you? Thank you for watching. Bye.